Hi Leo, welcome into your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of July 2024. I hope life has been treating you well. But we're starting with an overall beginning energy of the Six of Wands. Absolutely beautiful. It does feel like a time of true victory, a time of overcoming, and a period for you where I get it, things aren't perfect, right? It could be your finances. It could be, of course, more than one thing. Say that job where you're running your business or that business in general, having its ups and downs naturally as an entrepreneur. Or maybe the beginning stages of being an entrepreneur. But it also could be, for some, an investment, say, where you're living. It could be that vehicle of importance for you, being something that you need to rely on. But they're saying regardless of the difficulties, the ups and downs, and even the obstacles you have to overcome, you are quite victorious. And at times there's a need to step back and notice this more so, or maybe just notice it for the first time. But I do feel like you're coming up with creative solutions quite strategically, easily. There's a way about how throughout the month of July you display, put your talents out there into the universe selectively, and or it could just be one talent, so be it. It doesn't lack importance in that sense. But it feels like this is bringing in success. It's bringing in more victory. Eyes being peeled upon you, or maybe more so your work if it's not you in the physical spotlight. But on a side note, to book a personal reading with myself, do reach out via email. All the options in that email lie down below in the description box. But to continue with your reading, I feel like people need your attention at times. People need your help. People want to utilize your business and or your position within that job or two to their advantage. I also feel like people's true intentions in that work situation, maybe where you're living, could be, who you have involved with your business. That's taking a highlight for whatever reason or reasons. But I want to, before we move on to the Nine of Pentacles that just came out, the bottom of the deck we have the Five of Cups. For whatever reason, or again, reasons, you are partially or at certain points expecting the worst. And I want to say that for the most part, if not fully, it's valid, okay? What you're feeling, expecting even. But this Leo collective, and I know a lot of which drawn to this specific reader, new to this channel, to this Leo collective, either way, being drawn to this reading, you do manifest. And so you don't want to be manifesting more toxicity in that job, more difficulties with your finances, maybe more annoyance within the home situation, or stagnancy for your business. I know that sounded kind of negative, but we need to be channeling what we believe and even know and imagine, expect once again, to your advantage in a very independent and successful manner. This definitely being another one of your main energies for the month, because it feels like you are standing tall in all that you have and are throughout the month overcoming and achieving. It does feel like you've come a long way, but this doesn't mean that at certain points you don't still need to reach for that hope if you look at her reaching for what looks like a dove in this imagery. But I do sense that you are at certain points succeeding in a very solo kind of way, very Nine of Pentacles, Hermit card energy coming through. But then there are certain points where if it wasn't for the opportunity, the chance, or even the push at certain points to connect with people, to bond with people, or pick up on other people's energy in a more bonding kind of way, you wouldn't maybe gain that opportunity or two. You wouldn't maybe have an important level of success and maybe even an important realization or remembrance moment. And you might feel as if the month highlights the fact that you're meant to help people left and right. Even if you need to break down your job or jobs, or what you do otherwise, in order to see how you do actually help people, there's a need to do so, okay, if that's, relating to your situation. But I do feel like a lot of which, like myself, it's very obvious to other people, even to yourself, even if at times you forget it, that you help people, all right? For some, I feel like it's a demographic or two, if not several, but I do sense that things are feeling very organized, casual at certain points, and then very structured in one if not multiple other ways, or in one if not multiple other situations. But I do feel like there's an ease about how you're communicating. I do sense that some of which, like myself, are having a shift in your spirituality towards more support, less messing with maybe And yeah, success coming to be because of it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's moments where you're spoken through by a spirit or two, and this may feel off for a lot. It may feel different for a lot if you're used to being spoken through. And this will be a moment where maybe someone needs to hear something of importance, and maybe you needed to say something that you were going to avoid saying, okay? Or you just weren't pinpointing in the moment. Interesting. Yeah, it's a very guided kind of month. But I do feel like in a very serious kind of way, but very, even at times enjoyable way, you're planning, okay? You're strategically figuring out, where does my game piece go next? It's not to say that your money and career is to be viewed as a game. It does need to be enjoyed more, right? Because things get so uptight and serious and even difficult at times. But it does feel like you are thinking about, how do I shift things forward more successfully? What do I actually want to invest in next? And how do I go about maybe tightening up on my spending, or to continue, how to continue to do so strategically, so that I can have this amount of money and this amount of money to invest in X, Y, and Z. Does that make sense? Feeling like you are very analytical at certain points, and then it's more heart emotion felt in the decision-making process, even the strategizing process, strategically, all right? It's like you're tapping into those two different sides of you, and at certain select, rare points, you're intertwining the two, and you're feeling this just kind of coming to be without even thinking about it. And I do sense that that is very much helping you succeed. I am not surprised. We have the High Priestess, and there's also going to be a focus on a wish fulfillment for the near future. Feeling like it's going to be in August for a lot, if not September. And this is either an investment of importance, maybe a sale being wrapped up. It could be definitely more success for that business or within that job, or maybe that new career opportunity or two. It could be something like a lease of importance, or maybe a loan of importance. I want to say that the majority of which of the reading are meant to be quite wealthy moving forward. I'm just being realistic by saying the majority of which. But I do sense that the wheel is turning for you, my friend, and this feels enlightening, it feels rewarding, and it feels assisting to other people once again. But I want to as well tell you that you are still going to be changing throughout the month in a general sense, and we might have mentioned this, if I couldn't remember, in your general monthly reading for July. But the reason it's coming up in this money and career read is because it's evident through your work. It's evident through the way you're carrying yourself, how you're expressing yourself, even through accessories, clothing, maybe how you're producing and developing all the meanwhile. And when it comes to the connecting and lack thereof which at certain strategic points. But I do want to say there's going to be a moment, say it's at work, for example, could be at home, or it could be with somebody related to, or it stems from your business somehow, or two. There's going to be certain conversations as the point of maybe gossip, unhealthiness, even to go as far as saying toxicity. Even if it doesn't start off on that note, you need to utilize that strategy of yours, that innate ability to smoothly wrap up the conversation and slide away, right? Whether it's more so sliding away on your phone, online, otherwise, or in person, being, I feel like, the most common scenario for you drawn to this reading. But it does feel like you have that innate ability, and if you need to just completely pretend to have something else you need to do, and it may be important for you to get it done either way, and just not even smoothly leave the conversation, just do it, okay? It's going to benefit you to steer clear of gossip and negativity and naysayers, okay? There is as well going to be a focus on people, I don't want to say trying to be you, but it could be more like a scam or two. It could be people copying or utilizing your work. As a tarot reader on YouTube and otherwise, even TikTok more these days, it happens so often, and at times I don't even realize it. And so I can only imagine who else is doing these negative things. But the Queen of Swords, what do you need to release? All right, or what is being released at a certain point throughout the month, whether it's you're shifting to a new place to live, you're getting rid of a bad habit that costs you to spend more money, or push you to do so. It could as well be in regards to you moving to a new place of employment, whether it's within the same company. It could as well be a change that this is speaking upon within an existing continuing position or a place of residence. Say that person's now moving out, someone's maybe moving in as well, or one or the other. It could be someone's shifting to a new department or getting fired, maybe a new hire or two. It just reminds me of me and my night serving job, and I want to say half the staff quit recently, like legitimately half. And so you can imagine that changes things at times for the better and for the worse, okay? But I also feel, Leo, on another note, the month highlights and pushes you to notice where familiarity, if I could speak and spit it out, how that's not serving you, all right? Whether it's you're complacent where you're living, where you're working, maybe in regards to how you've been approaching this or that, maybe who you've been associating yourself with, or what you've been spending your money on. It's also this point of, at times, that those familiar aspects of our money and career and world otherwise can serve us or lead transition from a state of serving you to an extent, if not fully, to just completely working against you. And I want to say for some, maybe draining you all the meanwhile. And so we're just going to be pushing you to be more productive in the sense of noticing these things, all right, and making adjustments, a very Queen of Swords, like, once again, from there. Yeah, I mean, honesty, and I feel like release is taking place to make room for more, for better. However that's going to look for you, that could be small releases. It could be on a personal level, but that also could be the preparation or the actual removal in, I want to say, Eight of Cups, kind of leaving behind of something that just isn't cutting it anymore, right? Whether you're not making enough money at that job, or you're simply feeling it's toxic and just maybe affecting your life outside of that position in such unhealthy ways, or one in particular. I'm not saying up and leave that job. Please do not take this reading and run with it in that sense, because I know employment is very, very difficult to come by and acquire around the entire world, if we're being completely real. But I do feel like somebody is gaining a new job, and it's been a long time coming if that's the case. Feeling like you, either way, are very passionate when it comes to your mind and how you're utilizing that to the advantage of something of importance, or maybe two things, three things at most, as well. I feel like, again, to help people. And as well, I feel like you're utilizing your mind and your intuition and selectively Spirit's guidance coming through to clean up and make more money, okay, to clean up your finances and see that income come through more so. I do feel like being drawn to this reading as well, you're somebody who's meant to have more than one avenue, more than one stream of money flowing in, income, if you will, because life is expensive, right? And you deserve to make your way towards effortless and at times entailing effort kind of success that, you know, brings in more money. Some of which need to think more about passive income, where you can just focus on other things in your life, even if it's not money career related, and allow for that passive income to stream on in for you. All right. For somebody specific, there's a focus on streaming online or going live on one of your accounts, if not several. But I feel like on another note, you're looking good. You're feeling better throughout July. Things are more so working in your favor. If you feel like you have been experiencing minimal success with one or two opportunities for work, I do sense that there is more productivity, more growth, more abundance, and chances to succeed within that one, if not two at most, situations. All right. So just when stepping into and continuing the beginning stages of July, know that that's part of your month. But 1404 is a good number for you. Now, I do sense that there is, an aura about you. I don't know if you can notice the detailing around the King of Wands. You probably can't. It's like this, these like circles, with dots, selectively on the lines, and it's just almost like an onion, or, your aura is just radiating. I feel like you're magnetizing even as well, bringing in more money, more success, right, opportunities, in alignment throughout it all, if I could speak at this point in the reading. You will stumble when speaking at certain points, but I feel like even the stumbles are purposeful. The stumbles are likable, desirable. They give something quirkiness or personality, and imperfection in a productive way. Anyways, I do sense that with all that's coming in and taking place and transitioning for you, succeeding for you, you do need to protect your Leo energy when at work, at home, running your business, out and about, especially, I want to say, when you're contemplating or simply spending money. But they're also saying it's a month where in the efforts of, or the effort of cleaning up and maintaining in seeing your finances grow to your advantage, maybe your loved one's advantage, only buy what you need. Okay, there's timing coming, in the upcoming months where other purchases, that aren't necessary will come to be quite smoothly due to spirit, due to your intuition, and timing being on your side. I do feel like time is on your side in several different ways throughout this month, but they're saying necessary purchases should be taken care of, and then let's hold back from temptation on more than one level, but in that way specifically. This is going to be a very successful, very productive and growing kind of month for you, where again, you were very, very victorious. Beautiful reading. So it was truly helpful. Again, don't forget to book a personal reading with myself. Sending you so much love and light.